can I just say one thing firstly? I love the name Eat Sleep Boxing Repeat.
ESBR Boxing in association with Sharp Betting. We are back, myself and Paul Kelly. We're here in preview mode. We're previewing a fight close to Paul's heart, close to it. Well, it's where he currently is, and another place is close to him, Northern Ireland versus Ireland here. We're talking Lewis Crocker versus Paddy Donovan, Paul. Before we get into that, I'd like to say, guys, like and subscribe to the channel. Let us know in the comments what you think. Obviously, you know about predictions, fight breakdowns, all that sort of stuff. We've got your needs under one roof. Your comments will help us, inform our content pushing forward. But Paul, as mentioned, Northern versus Republic, as it were. Crocker versus Donovan. You obviously are no secret that you're a big Lewis Crocker fan. But the question I'm going to ask you, really, first and foremost, let's talk about the winner of this fight. Maybe going on, obviously promoted by Matchroom, maybe going to fight Boots Ennis, also promoted possibly by Matchroom there as well. A fight that may take place. Do you, Paul, see next time out either man being able to beat Boots Ennis, the winner of this one being able to challenge Boots Ennis? Talk to me.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, mate. Looking forward to this one. Um, would like to. I'm obviously a massive Lewis Crocker fan. Would like to say I'm a big fan of Paddy Donovan as well. He's superb. He's really impressed me so far. But to answer your question, yeah, I suppose I think this is a final eliminator for the IBF welterweight title. So whether that holds any credence or whether Boots maybe moves up after the Stanionis fight or whatever, you could end up getting the winner of this fighting for a vacant belt. But yeah, let's say for a second Boots does hang about at 147 and fights his if the mandatory's called and he fights the winner of this. I mean, it's a tough ask, isn't it? Like, I think the only thing, it's a tough ask. I think right now, no. And it breaks my heart to say that because say Lewis Crocker beats Paddy Donovan and gets a world title shot, fine, rightly, I'll be back on this preview show saying that Lewis Crocker stops Boots within 3 rounds. But for now, yeah, you can't look past Boots, can you? Even though the caveat that I would say that Boots in his rematch with Chikadzin last time out, he looked very pedestrian. I don't know that's why. I don't know whether that's because he'd already beaten Chikadzin easily. Um, so he kind of was just like, I don't even need to bother to beat this guy, and he made more hard work of it than he needed to. I think that's definitely fair. I think he definitely underperformed. I'll be interested to see how Boots does against Stanionis. Could he be dead at the weight? Because I think his days are numbered at 147. I could see him move to 154 very, very soon. So right now I'm gonna say no, neither Paddy Donovan nor Lewis Crocker does beat Jerome Boots Ennis. But don't rule it out in the not so distant future.
I was going to say, guys, who are watching, just be careful. Check out the thumbnail of this video when it comes out, because if Paul was about to give us some clickbait there, I would have been looking shocked in the image that goes on that preview thumbnail there. But he narrowly swerved it. But we're going to talk about, Paul mentioned there, obviously kindly lined us up really for a talk about the sort of wider scene, I suppose, and how things are. You mentioned obviously Stanionis, Barrios down there as well, obviously guys that are around there as champions. Do you think, obviously I said Barrios and then Norman Juma, do you think Paddy or Lewis Crocker could ever become world champion down there? Well, wait, do you think taking Boots Ennis aside, do you think some of the names down there, maybe it's not the strongest division? Do you think they could become world champion and win in this one? How do you see it going, Paul, over the next sort of year, 2 years, 3 years? Can either of these men become a world champion?
Yeah, mate, it's a resounding yes from me. I think both are capable. And that's not to say that whoever loses this fight on March 1st in Belfast, that's not to say that, their days as potentially going on to fight for a world title are done. Because I do make this, it kind of is a 50-50 fight. A lot of people are viewing it as. I think the bookies genuinely have it straight down the middle as well. Um, so yeah, the winner obviously in a far better position and maybe closer to a world title, but that's not to say that the loser can't notch up another couple of decent wins at that European fringe world level and then go in there and win a belt. Could you get a favorable matchup? Could you get a vacant title shot? I don't know. I wouldn't put it past either of these men and become a world champion. I will actually sit here right now, Elliot, and tell you that yes, I think both of them will become world champion. Whether that's at welterweight or not, I can't sit here and say yes because I don't know what their weights and whatever. Reasonably big for the weight, both of them. I could see them both going up to 154 in the future. But yeah, I'm going to say Lewis Crocker will become world champion at some stage, as will Paddy Donovan.
You know what? I was just making a mental note there for the headline title of this video, but I actually can agree with you, Paul. I think actually both these guys have got the potential at welterweight, especially to become world champions. I do think there's maybe a couple of stepping stone fights you want to sort of get before you get into a title shot, though, to be perfectly honest. I know like this is the final eliminator, but I think, you know, you throw one of these guys in against Boots Ennis is too soon. I think you need like maybe one or two, like more, you know, seasoned opposition before you sort of go into that fight. But I reckon both can definitely become world champions. I know a lot of people have been impressed by Paddy Donovan. The Croc himself seems to be training very well up there with Billy Nelson as well. Seems to be in fantastic shape as well. So I also think that, you know, he can, if he can be marshalled well, he can also become world champion. But Paul, we are here for predictions, Paul. That's what we're here for. Now, occasionally I like to go first. This is not one of those occasions. This is a 50-50 fight. And also, to be honest with you, we were split. There was three of us on the big fight breakdown, but it was really close. It was razor close. And people were like, I'm in an hour, and people didn't know where to go with the predictions. But this one is razor close, very, very tight. I'm going to come to you, though, Paul, as the voice of a unified Ireland. Who do you see winning this one, Paul, and how?
Oh, mate, this is a real 50-50. I've kind of hummed and hawed the whole time, and as we're getting closer, I'm sitting going, oh no, I need to make my mind up here. Um, I'm going with Lewis Crocker to win. I'm going with Lewis Crocker to win via stoppage. I think that there's been a lot of talk about, oh, Crocker's the puncher, but when you actually look at it, we've got the same amount of knockouts, but Donovan's actually had 6 less fights. So could Paddy Donovan maybe be the puncher potentially? I think what I would say is there was one fight that stands out for me, and it was when Paddy Donovan fought in the Ulster Hall against Herrera. He was not a journeyman, but he was nowhere near even Lewis Crocker's level, and he did get hurt. So I wondered, I kind of part of me thinks if Lewis Crocker lands a punch like that on Paddy Donovan's chin, could he get him out of there? I'm gonna go yes. I mean, you know what? He could even get off the deck himself, Crocker, to be honest. I think it's going to be a barnstormer. I think we're in for a cracking night of action in Belfast. But this main event is superb. And you know what? I'm going to go Lewis Crocker to win this via stoppage around 6, round 7, and maybe getting off the floor to do it.
You know what? Actually, you know what? I was just sitting there thinking, if I hope we get to see that Crocker's off the deck, he's come back, he's KO'd. I went Lewis Crocker points on the, I believe, on the big fight breakdown, and I'm actually like you. I've kind of been having an hour actually since then. I wonder whether that was the right decision to make or not. Oh, it's really tough. It's really tough because I can actually see a world where Paddy Donovan wins by stoppage as well. I really can see that. I can also see a world where Lewis Crocker wins by stoppage. I don't think Paddy Donovan will outpoint Lewis Crocker. That's the one kind of outcome I don't really see happening in my mind, which means it probably will happen. Put your money on that. But I think I'm in an hour. I'm actually going to go Croc as well. I'm going to go Croc points on this one. I think it's going to be a good fight, though. A hell of a fight. I think it could be tense. It's one of those ones where you're not going to take your eyes off. And to be honest with you, both men, there's a lot riding on this fight for both, even though they can both come again as well. So yeah, we are unified on our prediction. Northern Ireland, unfortunately, versus Republic. Don't read anything into that. But we are unified. Let us know in the comments whether you agree or disagree with us. Also, I suppose how you see the landscape in that division. Whether you think either man can become world champion, how they get on against Boots Ennis. Like and subscribe to the channel. Check out obviously the odds that are coming through my partner Shop Betting as well. Join us for preview next time. Paul, thank you very much for joining me, and as always, guys, thank you very much for watching.
Cheers, mate. All the best.